Explore global cultures, find unity in diversity, stories that bridge worlds and hearts. One fine day, in the land of Su Dai, the master negotiator had an important job. He had to convince the king not to attack the neighboring state of Yan. So, he went to see King Hu of Hao and said, "Your Majesty, let me tell you a little story." So, there I was, taking a nice stroll by Yushui River, when I spotted this clam, just chilling and sunbathing like it didn't have a care in the world. But then suddenly, a snipe comes diving out of nowhere and starts pecking away at it. Well, this clam isn't about to be anyone's lunch. Quick as a flash, it snaps shut and traps the snipe's beak right then and there. The snipe, now in a pickle, shouted, "Listen, clam, if it doesn't rain today, and doesn't rain tomorrow, I'll just die from thirst." "Your fault," the clam, ever so calm, retorted. "Oh please. If you don't release my beak today, and don't release it tomorrow, you'll starve to death, my friend." Both of them were locked in a battle of wills, each too stubborn to give in. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a fisherman appeared and caught both of them. So, Su Dai finishes the story and says to King Hui, "See, if Hao and Yan keep fighting, we're like the snipe and the clam. And trust me, the kin state is just waiting to swoop in and be the fisherman. They'll sit back and eat popcorn while we're stuck in a cage." King Hui, thinking it over, says, "You know what? You're right. Let's not start a war. I'd rather not be caught in that mess." Oh, but wait. The story doesn't end there. Have you ever wondered what happened next after the snipe and the clam got caught by the fisherman? Back at the fisherman's house, he's looking at his catch and grinning like a kid in a candy store. "Tonight, we eat like kings," he says to his wife. His wife looks at the snipe and clam and says, These guys are a bit, skinny. How about we fatten them up first?" So, they lock them up in a cage. Meanwhile, the clam and the snipe are regretting their choices. The clam turns to the snipe and says, "You know what? I shouldn't have trapped your beak. I feel bad about it now." The snipe, all relieved, says, "And I shouldn't have pecked your flesh." The clam then says, "All right, enough of this." They both apologize to each other and start laughing because what else do you do when you're locked up together? "We've got to make a run for it." The clam looks around and says, "I'm skinny enough. Maybe I can slip through the bars." So, it tries, and it actually gets out. The clam's looking at the cage door like who knew? Freedom's just a few inches away. Now, it's time to open the lock. The clam finds a rusty piece of wire because apparently, that's what clams do when they get crafty, but oops. It accidentally breaks a branch in the process. OMG, panic mode, activated. The fisherman's wife comes in, but sees nothing suspicious and leaves. Phew, the clam breathes a sigh of relief. The next morning, the fisherman heads out to fish. The clam says to the snipe, "This is our chance." The clam grabs the wire, unlocks the cage, and the snipe is free at last. They both bolt for the door like it's the last train of the day. But of course, the fisherman's wife spots them and grabs a stick. "You know, drama? Not so fast," she yells. But the snipe, being the quick thinker it is, picks up the clam and flies away. The snipe zooms to a little river and gently sets the clam down. And just like that, the snipe and the clam became best buds, realizing that life is too short to be fighting over a little bit of seafood. From that day on, they shared stories, laughs, and the occasional sunbathing spot. And the fisherman? Well, let's just say he learned to mind his own business. Today's fable reminds us that in the midst of complex conflicts and struggles, we must stay alert to the real and good enemy. Yes, you never know.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to explore, learn, and get connected. See you in the next video.